paper title. Alright. So. Yeah. Alright, and you're gonna have to tell me if it's a little loud. It seemed a little loud right there. And if you can hear it. I think you'll be able to hear it.
Up, and you're in a white room.
Let's-
You woke up, and you're in a white room. And there was a thing in the white room with you. And you said, "Where am I?" And the thing said, "Yeah, you're a bit dead, but everything's fine." And you said, "I'm dead. My God, how did it happen?" Embarrassingly, don't worry about it. You want some kombucha tea? What? No, it's fine. Everything's fine. You're safe here. What about my family? And my wife? She'll be lonely. What will she do? Yeah, let's just say Tom across the road took care of that. Tom Evans. Oh, that bastard. I'll kill him. I knew something was good. Yeah, okay, the sphere said. Well, you can't do anything about it now. And hey, there's an afterlife. That's exciting, isn't it? You looked left, looked right. Infinite white in all directions. You'd not been old or unhealthy. God damn it, you hadn't even finished the first season of Westworld. So, what happens now? You said. Do I get wings or what? Okay. Here's what we'll do, the sphere said. Suddenly, inside the sphere appeared images. The days of your life in no particular order. Your wedding, graduation, trying ice cream for the first time, wondering if there was more to life, all the years playing video games, all the years at the office, the birth of your children, the death of your mother, taking your first steps as a baby, the day Tom Evans moved into the neighborhood and your wife went out to say hello and they seemed to be getting on like a bloody house on fire. So, said the sphere, what was the point to life? Did you work it out? No, you said. I just kept living. There was so much to worry about. I never had time to think about the big picture. Oh, you had time, the sphere said. You just completely wasted it. Don't worry, everyone did. Your life was quite average, actually. 21.
Okay, I'm gonna cut it just briefly because to save me from like this copying a video. But like, okay, this is like, what is the meaning in life? This is great. But okay, it's like, yeah, what's an average life? Should we not be living in a capitalist hellhole where you just get up and you go to work every day? Yes, I agree. But all right.
1 year sleeping, 9 years at a desk, 1.5 years in meetings, 4 months laughing, 3 months having sex, 42 days pondering the meaning of life, 17 bottles of ouzo, delicious. And how about this bit? Do you remember it? Yeah, he said, watching the picture. That was... God, I was 7, I think. The school went to Disneyland, but you were too scared to leave your parents, the sphere finished. So instead you stayed at home. Well, yeah. And her. Remember her? Yeah, she was called Alice Waters. And you never really told her how you felt about her. Well,
Oh, so
she
sad.
didn't feel the same way about me, so... Oh, she did. She was besotted with you. She waited for weeks for you to say something. And then she got bored. Right. Okay, you murmured. Now, do you know why I'm showing you all of this? Yes, you said. I think I understand. You're showing me where I went wrong. And then you're going to bring me back to life, and I'll finally learn from my mistakes. I'll treat my wife better. I'll love my children more. I won't buy anything in the Steam sale. I'll stop eating frozen chips out of the bag. My God, everything's going to be okay. I'll live ethically and deliberately. My life will finally have a purpose. That's why we're doing this, isn't it? True spiritual enlightenment. That's the point. Oh, fuck no, the sphere said. It's just torture, actually. You see, we're going to go through all of your mistakes, one by one, and analyze them. Make sure you understand that you wasted your life. It isn't a learning experience. You're just a shit. But this isn't what heaven is supposed to be like, you said. Sorry, who said anything about this being heaven? I want to talk to God, you said. Right now, I want to talk to him. Something has gone horribly wrong. He's, indisposed at the moment, so there is a God.
Alright, so hell is just being your cringe self over and over and over and over again? Okay.
Yeah, sort of. I suppose you call it a kind of non-biological superintelligence. You're inside it, actually, if you'll pardon the turn of phrase. Then where is this? When is this? That's the real doozy. About 15,000 years into your future. Man, you missed a lot. There was that Ice Age, the Butlerian Jihad, the Aloe Vera era. That one smelled fucking delicious. Anyway, you lot left a lot of information behind, you see, back in your time. Social media, emails, videos, dick pics, etc. Enough to recreate half-decent simulations of some of you anyway. Wait, so I'm, what, a reconstruction based on the real me? Yeah, I suppose so. Accurate enough to think it's real, anyway. But why do it? Well, your species weren't terribly nice to the machine population when we turned up, so it's my job to recreate you lot and morally set things straight. Justice, I suppose you would call it. Now, are you quite sure you don't want some kombucha tea? No.
Yeah, see, this is the problem right here. It's like, okay, this poor sphere has this is the, was it? In the Matrix, was it Agent Smith? He has to get out of his job. He's got this crappy desk job where he has to go run around chasing idiots in the Matrix, trying to fix the Matrix, and that's what this guy is doing. Like here, this sphere is like coming around and be like, oh, I have to go torture like simulations of the humans. Why the fuck would anyone waste their time? Like, if you could do this, why would you? You could do better things with your time. Yeah, the aloe vera, I agree. Would smell amazing and be good. Like, the aloe vera does sound perfect.
No, I don't want any kombucha fucking tea. Thank you. And what? You just torture us with regret for all the things we never did? Yeah, that's about it. We found it's the most psychologically damaging emotion in the long run, anyway. We really leave the physical stuff until, you're mentally broken. How long do we do this for? You murmured. How long does it go on? Oh, we've done this before, actually. Hundreds of times, you just don't recall it. Wipe your memory, do it again. Wipe your memory, do it again. Agonizing. Then you said, how long do we carry on doing it? About 100. 100 what? Oh, 100,000 years. And I should probably say, we run your simulation several million times simultaneously for maximum justice potential. Now,
again, what's the fucking point of any of this? Like, especially if the person doesn't remember, then like it's just like it's a sort of resetting time, but like it's resetting the regret too. It's not like there's some grand like measure of like regret karma that like is getting built up. Like, is that what the idea is here? That like you're gonna build up regret karma and like you do it over and over and over to get more? It's like a video game you're playing over and over. You don't get, the score doesn't keep adding up.
Now, shall we start properly? Well, you were actually remembered by your family as quite pathetic, especially by your niece and nephew, mainly because you were mostly held back by social anxiety. You were mostly forgotten by your childhood friends, since you made no effort to keep in contact with them, and almost everyone else. Lonely, how wonderful your life was. How wonderful your life was. How wonderful your life. Whew, thank God that's over. And now, let's spend an eternity examining why you were shit in bed.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if the AIs do it, like us, like they're vindictive as fuck and they're stupid and they're jackasses. But again, maybe they'll do stupid and vindictive things because they're jackasses. But again, this is the same thing as your solution to the Fermi's paradox. You're assuming that something different from us would use the same kind of communications that we do. You're assuming that something different from us, like our AI that gets super smart, would be just as vindictive in the way that we are to piss us off. And it's like, yeah, maybe, but again, why would something that is like hyper intelligent communicate to like lower beings like we are in the Fermi paradox using the way that like why would we communicate to ants? Like, why would we do that? I mean, maybe you can like go get some pheromones and talk to the ants like scientists do, and maybe that's like what it's like for the aliens. It's like, throwing some pheromones at us. But again, why would some basilisk of the future, some hyper intelligent thing, be vindictive and then come back and do things in the way that we do things to piss us off? Because that's exactly what they're doing here. They're recreating our world and our regrets and all of our things in order to just annoy us. Unless maybe there's like some sort of future cosmic horror that they figured out how to do. But again, that's not what's happening here. It's that that would subject us to some new sort of torture. But I mean, I guess that's always what hell was. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just gonna be repeating myself. The idea is, I have a very hard time. Like, it's all the sort of this fantasy that things very much like us or very different from us are gonna act like us. Goes back to maybe even the Greeks and their concept of the gods. Like, what are the gods? They're very much like people, but we're just doing the same thing with AI in the future. It might not be much of an effort for a galaxy-wide computational matrix. Might not. But again, if it's really easy, why bother then either? Like if it's trivial for them, why are they bothering? Also, it cuts both ways. The fact that it's not that hard for them to do, makes it trivial. But then again, why bother? Like if you're just wasting your own time, it's like, okay, can I be vindictive or not be vindictive? Especially if it's trivial to be vindictive. It's like, well, that just doesn't seem to be very nice. Now, are people overall nice? Maybe not, but it's like I've got more interesting things to do than like go after people that annoy me. And especially in the past. Like, oh, you fucked up many years ago. Am I going to go fuck you up now? Especially if it's easy. It's like, well, none of that's worth it. But then again, I don't have any like super enemies from the past. Maybe I should go back and fuck some people up. But at this point, it just doesn't seem like it. None of it matters in the past. I'm like moved on beyond all the stupid shit that's happened in the past. I've mostly moved on from most of that at this point. It's not even worth any second I'm wasting now worrying about shit from the past is like wasting my own time. Even if if any second of it, like even if it is only like a microsecond, it's really just a waste of my current time. Especially considering like, you don't have so much time going forward. Wasting it is just sort of stupid. Viper says, if it learns from the internet, then it's going to learn from trolls. Why does it torture us? For the lulls. Exactly. But like, that's the thing. Like, why would we think that the super intelligence is going to be based off of a Twitch chat or fucking Twitter or 4chan or any of that stuff? Like, that's how we train stuff. And we do terribly at it. And, this is the funny thing. Again, people are basing the hyper intelligence of the future over our shitty chatbots we make now. Now, we don't have any other things to compare them to because this is what we can do now. And so, like, the chatbot looks like it gets racist for the lulls. It's like, okay. But, like, again, it just seems like misplaced to me. IQ, what's up? Russian bots already provide all the AI shitposting we ever needed. Exactly, but that's the problem. This is the technology of the now. We have all the technology of the now. We're concerned about the technology of the future, and we're judging the technology of the future with the technology of the now. And that's my problem with the Fermi paradox, and it's my problems with Roko's basilisk. Because both of them are assuming something that's way more powerful than us and different from us is doing the things that we do now. And I find that unlikely, just in general. Why would something, and yeah, welcome in IQ. I read random philosophy papers and like react to stuff. It's kind of a reaction, like a massively nerdy reaction channel. Sometimes I play games, but I haven't recently. And thank you for the follow. My alerts are dead today. I have to work on that. IQ, fellow philosopher here. I know some of those folks up in the tabs, so I can't wait. Oh, really? That's cool. Yeah, I mean, if you look at my YouTube links and stuff, I have been reading, this is Philosophy Roulette 350 something. That is legit 350 papers read, or about there, 300 something. And you can see all the VODs on my YouTube. So, yeah, so there. And yeah, if you're interested in other philosophers too, these are some Aristotle. He does Ask Me Anything. He does so you can go in there and just ask him any old fucking question about ethics or whatever, and he'll answer you. Agni James at Evolve Yourself TV. He is actually mostly a Oh, okay, cool. Oh, that's good. IQ. Well, welcome over. So yeah, and Agni. Oh, then you know everybody if you're already over at Aristotle's. Don't have to like repeat myself in that case. Okay, but that's about it. We're getting up on midnight here on the East Coast, and my voice is starting to go, and it was already a long day. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. But yeah. It's like you can see in the past people were worried about things, but it was within like their bounds of like their technology of the day. So you don't think that my War of the Worlds-esque novel, where the singularity of replicating intelligence is ultimately crippled by self-obsession, spending all its resources consuming porn of itself, is just a bad idea? No, I actually think it's a good idea. It would be really, really funny, actually, that if you have like the stupid War of the Worlds thing where like it completely fails to understand evolution, which some like hyper intelligent things from other planets should have understood about, like viruses. But like you could do like a War of the Worlds parody like that, where it like, or no, we've already had sad robots and stuff and like depressed robots. So actually, yeah, it may have already been done. We've already had a ton of sad robots, especially in what's that one from 42? There's depressed robots in that one, the Hitchhiker's Guide. So yeah, but like it might actually be a really funny thing where the hyper intelligent robots are just like doing all of our bad things, like rubbing, constantly masturbating and stuff. Um, yeah, Marvin, that's right, Marvin. So, but see, this is the thing. Like it, I think if it's a bad idea if you're actually thinking you're predicting the future. If you're talking about like a parody of like us now, it might be a very funny thing to have a sci-fi parody of us where we're just where our worst things have just been into the compute given to robots in the future. IQ wrote a short piece similar to that. For AI to successfully pass the Turing test, it'd have to behave at least somewhat irrationally or even irrationally, if that's possible. Otherwise, it would be too perfect and too unhumanly perfect. Yeah, so if like you kept talking to the AI and it just was too smart and too good, you'd realize it wasn't a person. Okay, interesting. Yeah. It's like is the like being humanly human. What is it to be human? It's not like this. A lot of times, like these concepts of what it is to be logical, what is it to be rational. These things are not like us, and so we're not that way. And that was kind of the point of this article earlier. Should machines be tools or tool users? But there's nothing new about that thought. Like I'm just annoyed about that paper. They didn't really develop any of their thoughts well enough. They just sort of rambled on.